You've probably heard it before. Services or YouTubers who promise to help you rank page 1 on Etsy. But today, I'm going to tell you exactly why they're wrong and how you can keep yourself from being scammed. For those who are new here, my name is Starla, founder of the Handmade Alpha Academy for Etsy sellers and manager at erank.com, Etsy's most popular SEO tool. And over the years, SEO has changed a lot. A lot. So when I hear supposed Etsy SEO experts using outdated terminology and explanations of Etsy's algorithm, I automatically go on red alert, especially when it comes to ranking on Etsy. Yes, you can rank on Etsy. And yes, you can technically rank on page 1, but not by the means that most coaches teach and not with a magical strategy. Before we dive into the details of how it all works, I want to take a moment to give a quick shout out to this week's featured shop. Thanks so much for your love and support. If you'd like to submit for your own shout out, tag Handmade Alphas in a photo or screenshot of yourself watching this video, either in your Instagram feed or Instagram stories. To fully understand what it means to rank on Etsy, you first need to know how Etsy's algorithm works. Because believe it or not, there's a lot more to success on Etsy than just keyword optimization. Some factors we know about, and some factors Etsy keeps a secret. But there are 7 specific factors that Etsy does share with us. And if you're interested in knowing more about the specifics of those 7 factors, I recommend watching this free workshop up here. Of those 7 factors, there is one very specific factor that you need to be aware of when taking Etsy SEO advice online, and that's personalization. Sure, a few years ago, it was easy enough to type in a few keywords associated with your listing into the Etsy search bar and see what page you showed up on. But then Etsy started catering their experience to each unique shopper based on their location and past habits on the platform. The incorporation of machine learning technology meant that for sellers like us, we could no longer measure our own ranking with the Etsy search bar. What I see on Etsy will be completely different than what you see. And while many Etsy gurus will tell you that you can remove Etsy's layer of personalization by logging out of your account, using an incognito window, or using a VPN, none of these strategies will eliminate personalization. This information is increasingly important to know because as someone who manages customer success at Etsy's biggest SEO company, I cannot tell you how many emails I receive from sellers who have reported being scammed by coaches and services who promise a page 1 rank. In fact, just since the recession, I've seen more cases of Etsy sellers being scammed than ever before. Look, I know everyone wants an easy answer or a magical solution that will help them to be successful faster, but when it comes to Etsy's algorithm, there is no shortcut or magic success button. And anyone who says that they have one likely doesn't have your best interest in mind, so be sure to keep your BS detectors on high alert and be cautious of any terminology that alludes to promises of page 1 rank on Etsy. On the flip side, a lot of Etsy gurus out there say that ranking on Etsy is an obsolete concept, or that rank checking tools are useless and outdated. But that's not exactly true either. You just have to know what the purpose of rank checking tools are, as well as why you're using them. As I always say, you can't brew a latte with a hammer. A tool doesn't work if you use it incorrectly. To see for yourself, start by choosing a keyword from one of your listings that you're trying to optimize for. Then head over to erank.com, click on the Tools tab, and type that keyword into the rank checker tool. From there, eRank will show you your exact rank and position on the search page minus personalization. And this data comes directly from Etsy's API, which means it's always up to date and accurate. So if you're seeing that you have listings ranking on page 1, 2, or 3 for a desired keyword, it means that your SEO for this listing is probably pretty good. If you have listings ranking further back on low search pages, these are the listings that you should plan to improve by finding better keywords to add to your listing tags and titles in order to rank higher. Just don't forget my golden rule of Etsy SEO while making changes. Never touch a listing that is already selling, even if your SEO isn't the best. Tweaking a high-performing listing can actually hurt it more than help it, so stick to the listings that aren't bringing in any sales or traffic. We live in a weird era of the internet when anyone with a camera can produce videos online. With enough confidence in their voice, anyone can seem like an expert. But when it comes to your business, it's important to always work with verifiable sources and take caution when you hear advice that seems a little too good to be true, especially when it comes to anyone who promises to rank you on page 1. Often, these specialists will take advantage of Etsy sellers by making you think that they've helped you to rank after working on your SEO for you. But often, this isn't due to anything that the specialist has actually done. When you list a new item on Etsy, Etsy gives that listing a small boost in search in order to gather data about how people interact with it. The boost in your rank can last up to 90 days before you actually begin seeing your more organic rank. So, though it looks like the specialist helped you, they've actually just triggered Etsy's natural boost to make it appear that they were responsible for the jump in rank. And eventually, your rank will fall back down. In short, if a specialist handled your SEO, it can take up to 90 days to even know if what they did actually worked, or if you're just seeing the natural boost from Etsy. And by the time your listing begins to fall to its natural position, the specialist will either be long gone, or they'll continue to sell you more big promises, throwing you into an endless money-spending loop. I know Etsy SEO is hard. If it was easy, everyone would be successful. But here on my channel, I try to make things as easy as possible so that sellers like you can succeed on Etsy without falling victim to common SEO scams. And if Etsy SEO is still super confusing for you and you want to learn how to master it once and for all, I recommend watching my 12-minute step-by-step Etsy SEO tutorial linked right up here. Overall, success on Etsy often means being cautious of the shady tactics that you hear online and fact-checking the advice that you hear with Etsy's best practices. And with a little science, a lot of data, and some help from a trusted Etsy SEO expert, you'll be well on your way to Etsy success. Cue the funky lo-fi beat.